I hope your hearts are still pumping after that trailer because it was intense. We are here for the CSGO Championship Series. I'm W1 joined by Sadakust, and we are getting into map number 2 of PENTA versus Copenhagen Wolves. Already with the one map advantage going the way of PENTA from Inferno.
That's right. We're on to Dust2. Copenhagen
Classic.
was reasonable on their CT side. It was actually just unfortunate they gave up as many rounds as they did on those over-rotations. If they can control that on a map like Dust, they may be able to do one or two better and actually secure something along the lines of, you know, a 9-6 as opposed to the 8. Actually, sorry, was it 9-6? I thought it was 8-7 in the end. It was 9-6. They might actually do better than that if they can control those because they were quite well orchestrated, and it was their T side though that was just brutal. They've got to get something else going on. The other thing is now we're going to see PENTA on a map where they're going to have a lot more success with this double op setup if they choose to run it.
True.
And they've got it in their itinerary. It's just a matter of economy going their way. Knife round obviously going to determine whether they'll get the CT start or not. But, I mean, I still say PENTA's got this in 2, especially after the way we just saw them play defense. Yeah.
It really does feel like it. PENTA's keeping their lines really nice and tight. The only thing which was a little bit off was the calls for the rotations, which obviously was so exposed on Inferno when you have to run straight past your own spawn to get from the A side to the B side again. But PENTA also showed the fact they were very liberal with how far they pushed up. So Copenhagen Wolves, if they do have Ts to start with, controlling long A, getting into short A might be a little bit more difficult than they might believe.
Anticipated, right.
That's the word.
I knew the word you were looking for.
Yeah, that word. The one that starts with an A, ends with anticipated. That means it's actually 2 double A's.
I was about to say.
Make that one a battery.
That doesn't work either,
No,
friend.
it doesn't. Don't mess with my logic. I come from a southern continent.
The one thing
words go around anti-clockwise.
Underneath the equator. No, the one thing that I will say that could be really actually help Copenhagen Wolves would be the fact that Asilian is very good at being aggressive on the defense. He was the one that gave them a lot of that information in those rounds where they funneled out the offense. Dust is a map where, yes, you're going to see a lot of grouping at mid to start out for the terrorists. They're going to want to get those picks and get control and try and divide the defense. But if you get a player who can just, like, let's say Asilian, for example, we take him into a position, if they can get him down long, if they can get him that far up, they're going to have to know that, okay, they're not there. He's going to call instantly if they are. They'll be able to cover off on the A site. That then means your third player, because typically you're going 3 to A out of spawn, has the option to immediately rotate back down to mid, help control those doors, and then all you have to worry about is that smoke on the CT spawn. And if you're ahead of it, or you're able to get up on top of the boxes, you've got a counter to it already. So if Asilian can continue to get good information for the Wolves, then they might have a chance. But we're going to find out which side they're going to start out on. Knife round underway.
That it will be. And of course, something you can get underway, get yourself involved in. We are giving away our AWP skin. You must be in the Twitch TV chat, so twitch.tv/PGL. They're the wonderful guys doing the mind-blowing production here for CSGO. If you want to win, again, why is he doing this to Asilian? He starts him. We had this in map number 1, where they actually tag each other before they start.
So rude.
Yeah, it's like bad manners. Either way, if you want to win yourself the AWP skin, all you need to do is sign yourself up as a subscriber for the Twitch TV channel for PGL and be inside the chat. Be ready to spam out !raffle when the competition will happen, and you could walk yourself home with a wonderful AWP skin valued at over 150 USD and fluctuating. Looks like PENTA will be the ones with the advantage in the knife rounds.
I like how Nex took down Crystal afterward, just because. So PENTA will start out CT. So this is it right here. This first half will tell us exactly where we stand in this game, because the Copenhagen Wolves were not able to get any more than 1 round on their T side on Inferno. They're going to have to do a heck of a lot better than that. If they can get the pistol, it'll be the perfect start.
Well, let's see if they can. Match gets to restart as we will jump into our first round of map number 2. PENTA looking for a fantastic CT half. If they are capable of doing so, they will have momentum, maybe to carry them through to a 2-0 victory over Copenhagen Wolves and to go with the betting community. If not, Copenhagen Wolves push back and we force it to a 3rd, which for now we won't have to worry about.
Quick cat boost right now from PENTA, and they're already going to lose 1 man in Speedy, so Crystal's forced to fall back just a little bit, although he wants to readdress it. He's going to flash himself out. Now he'll fall away. Dennis will group up in middle to help support that play,
nice.
and he actually responds. So there's your trade kill.
That wasn't who he's looking for, though.
Low HP on Crystal.
He was looking right now in this little bit of a mid-battle going on between him as well as Asilian, but he picked up the one that was coming through the short A. But Dennis is not letting Copenhagen Wolves have this mid. He's got support as well from Nex, who's very high up on the window. Very exposed, but able to just quickly look towards the mid. And it looks like B is the option and choice here from Copenhagen Wolves. And Nex is back into the window, and he's got help. He's got help rotating up. So he's already got Dennis coming in close. Dennis isn't a healthy man, and of course neither is Crystal. So they just split their life points up. And Dennis, he's going to wait for the perfect time, and he peeked it. He saw him. They're coming down. He gets one. Looks for the second. Just bobbing up and down like a yo-yo at the moment. But Wolves, they are inside the B bomb site. But can they completely clean it out? No, they can't. Next from the window. Takes one, takes two. And now it's all up to the last T, Asilian, with 8 life points. He was the man having the battle in mid, and he's licking his wounds at the moment. Troubly will breach into the site, and Asilian doesn't want a single thing to do with this. He is holding back with 10 seconds to go. There is no time. He just won't give him a kill.
And I just saw,
wait, don't tag your teammate.
I just saw that we're going to have a pause in this round for whatever reason because nobody had any issues. Everyone's ping is actually extremely low in this match. The highest is 31 for MSL, so for whatever reason...
They want to know the HP of Asilian.
Yeah, they do.
That's the reason for the pause.
I actually was about to call that if they could have got in... If they could have got inside of B and held them outside of the site and got that bomb down, Asilian was lurking in middle. He would have been able to catch out Crystal on the way by, and he was low HP as well. That would have been one less rotator to deal with, but excellent job by Penta to penetrate back inside B. And they've already got 2 P90s. And Toby, just to give you some information about Counter-Strike, the P90... Oh, you're trying to stay level with the camera? The P90 doesn't shoot bullets, by the way. It shoots troll teeth. So we've got double troll teeth on
really?
On the
troll teeth?
It does.
Dude, if I could have $1 for every troll teeth I have shot, grammar correct.
You'd have 50 a clip in the P90.
Dude, I would have more than that. If you put like a stat track that would actually count how many P90 bullets I'd fired, you would run out so quickly. Like, it'd only be like 1 week of my CSGO playing. Pro 90, best way to breach. Pro 90 Tech 9, who can beat you? Especially on Dust2. Just a quick flash in, take out the B bomb site, everything is coming up roses.
I'm not a fan of the P90, but I can see why it's so popular.
I'm not a massive fan of it in competitive play because it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. It's only... Like, it kind of works when you're able to get...
rush play in this situation,
it's fantastic for rush plays.
If you're going to rush in with 2 of those just nonstop firing away, the run accuracy on that gun is still broken. They said, I think...
But you can't get the guaranteed pick from long.
Like, but you're not going to play it in that angle.
No,
You should never play it in that angle.
If you're going to use a double P90s, if we're looking at a B push... If we talk about a B push with the P90s, you need smoke to cover up on the boxes as well as over on the car on the side, because then you can battle up. Sorry, on the doors on the right. So then you can battle up in the car and you can get him nice and close on top of the B bomb site. Well, if you try and go up through mid, however,
there's actually a smoke that I find is better than that. That is underutilized in any situation on Dust. As soon as you enter the back side of the upper tunnels, you bounce it through the high side of the arch. In the B entry, it lands just below the pattern on the wall, bounces out, lands mid-sight, covers off all of the back boxes. So all you have to do is peek immediately on the back platform and then focus on the closet on the way in, and you have the sight. And I see it less and less for whatever reason. I think it's one of the best smokes in the entire game.
I think someone's been a naughty boy. We're being put in prison.
Oh.
Does somebody have a lockpick? I'm sorry, I didn't level up lockpicking skills high enough. We're stuck. We'll now watch the entire second round from inside the prison. No, we won't. Out we go. So we're started again. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a B rush here from Copenhagen Wolves. Double Tech 9s with a Galil in tow as well. Sorry, triple Tech 9s. And we'll see how heavy the defense is. Double nades and a very offensive push-up coming here from Dennis. He has to back the hell out, and he will be successful. So they keep the 2 of them up. That was that P90 push from Dennis. And now the push will come through middle. Already they've managed to bring down 1. Troubly on the sidelines, but next with the P90 takes out 2. There's still a 3rd through the smoke. I don't think he really knows about it. Now he comes back out, but luckily there's 5 million bullets inside that P90. He doesn't have enough to breach back in, as that Galil can control the doors back into B. But the CT, well, Crystal unable to get the kill. The T's have a successful hold here. Spitty. It's a 2-on-1 situation. He's got 1 directly below him. He spams once, he's not going to get in. The Galil again from Snappy doing some work.
Fantastic, fantastic eco. There's a perfect start now because they turned it back on the other way after losing the pistol, and Copenhagen already in a much better position than they were. I don't know why Dennis chose to push like that with the P90. Sure, it's close quarters like that, but he went alone, which means that if they overwhelmed him, not only did they pick up the gun, he got away alive, but he lost a lot of health.
He threw the double nades. I think all he was planning on doing was throwing out the P90 spam so they couldn't breach in to Upper Dark at all and just slow down the push and get back out again. That's why he didn't come all the way in. He just was like 3/4 the way up through the tunnel. Typically,
though, if you are going to push it, you push it with 2 for that exact reason, because as soon as he lost the early exchange, he had to run because otherwise the guns dropped. If he had his teammate there and Nex, who was the other player, who had the other P90, they could have just run through guns blazing and probably picked up 3 easy kills.
Well, right now, PENTA, they're playing the choke point game, and Copenhagen Wolves are playing the we'll delay this for 5 years game. The nade will come up towards that short A entrance. SMF not looking too healthy after that one. The breach is going to come down towards the A site as they pulled their player off B, so Copenhagen Wolves taking all of their presence away from that. Breach into the site. There's only 1 on A, 2 on A long. It means PENTA are going to have to go for a very quick flank through both Crystal as well as Speedy to come back through short A. Now, there is 1 for PENTA on the A site. 1 down on the CT ramp. As now MSL trying to breach in through the mid. Able to actually get that too, so Dennis is going to drop. And then they realize, well, just go through mid, switch it over towards B, because everyone from PENTA's on A.
And that smoke's holding them off too. That nade goes through into the spawn. Dribbly's only going to take a little bit of damage from it, but look how far and late he is coming around. Finally, Nex gets a shot. That's his 6th kill already in this 3rd round. He's only had a gun to work with in one of them. The bomb is down. They're still holding on outside of the site. 4 on 4, and here comes Nex to try and find a way in, but it's SMF who's holding that window, and Crystal's all the way back over at A, so it looks like they're pretty much going to have to give this up. He's got the M4 that they bought out.
He just wants the weapon. He just wants the weapon and potentially an exit frag. But no, he's backing all the way out. The bomb's going to blow up. The CTs managed to get themselves back over towards the T-spawn. And we'll only have 2 casualties of war during this round, going now 2-1, sorry, on the board in favor of Copenhagen Wolves. As it seems like the players are just having some problems with the server. That's the reason why they're talking about some issues.
Snappy has 15 HP or pardon me, ping as does Trebly. I would love to play with 15 ping. I averaged mid-30s.
So maybe not a bad server, maybe the perfect server, and they're just complaining about absolutely nothing.
It's too close to land, guys. We can't do this.
I'm sorry. It has to be below 10 to be competitive. All right, so Speedy gets to hold long A. There's no one else over an A because PENTA, they stacked the B. They were expecting a push to come through here, so instead, Crystal, Nex, as well as Troubley, they're all coming back towards the mid. That's what SMF is spamming through. They do have 1 M4 as well as 1 Galil for the CTs. They're trying to hold the mid while Snappy, peek, bomb, Troubley, down. And Snappy now going to try and breach over towards the A side. Checking. No one's at the back. They're moving up right now. That's going to be Crystal, who's sitting very close in on the A side. Are they going to see Smokes, Nays, and Crystal will make the call. Dennis and Nex will have to rotate over. And Spitty from long A. He's actually in a really good position for this. If they jump down, of course, and Crystal can hold from on top of the side. Smokes, Nays, rotation time. Nex is moving over. Spitty's bringing his eyes back. There's already Crystal with that M4. Holds the first one, a little bit further back now. Having to dive in deeper, puts the head down. Astillion trying to bang onto Spitty as up onto high ground. Next, well, at least the breach is good to pick up a second. And it's a 2-on-2 situation with SMF only 9 life points sitting on top of that bomb site. As Snappy, here's the opening. The AWP is being given over. They know, yep, they've actually got the site. They've already taken it. So diffuse for PENTA. They get an AWP, they hold the M4, and they defend the push from CPH.
Man, Speedy overstayed his welcome at long. Crystal was completely left alone. He eventually came back and played it from that unorthodox, I shouldn't say unorthodox, it's probably more and more common, but that reverse angle from long A, and he was too late getting there. They were already on the site, which means the only way you can actually force the peak is by hugging the left wall. That doesn't give you a lot of vision. It doesn't bail out Crystal. He actually did very well to stay alive, but that bomb went down, and that was pretty much it. So, great retake in the end, though, from PENTA. Very surprised they pulled that off based on that positional play. Smoke going to go out to slow down the B push.
Well, PENTA are really kind of slow with both their pushes. They've got 2 going down through lower dark. Looking up over towards short A, Snappy. A lot of patience until then. then patience is not a virtue he's displaying. But the AWP from Crystal, he's the one looking for the opening. Waiting at that mid doors. Now the flashes, double going in through the mid. And it looks like, well, they haven't actually gone all the way in. They just threw the flashes, leaving that bomb in lower dark. But Crystal's the first one to get the pickup. So Asilian on the sideline and Penta with the early advantage.
They've got 2 in B, so they'll be ready for this mid-B split. That's what it's going to be. Trouble, he was actually ready to get up on the boxes, but he drops down. He's going to try and flash himself through. And Crystal's still holding on to Cat, so he hasn't rotated yet. Finally, the action at B unfolds, and it's actually the Wolves who take the better bite. They're inside the site. They'll flash over.
They still have to get that plant.
An easy cross right now for Snappy as well because they smoke off the doors. So there's your bomb plant down. 3-on-3 retake. HP advantage going the way of Penta. And they're going to split up. They've got 2 coming from tunnels, and Snappy's going through. He's going to try and flash himself around the corner. Gets the first for the AWP. Knows there's a second. Smartly falls back inside to the site to the comforts of his arms of the friends. And now it's all left to Speedy 1-on-3 because they'll find Crystal outside the doors. And Speedy realizes these are unlikely odds. He'll hang on to the M4 that he's got.
Yeah, there was no other way he's going to get through that one. If Snappy didn't do the push and get the pick off in the manner he did, then it would have been very easy for Penta to then try and breach back into the site because Copenhagen Wolves are already leaving. At the same time, what made that push into the B site work was the one player that came up through mid and came through the doors, revealed the fact that they've already done the box bump up, got both the positions for the CT defenders, and then just allowed the rest of Copenhagen Wolves to come in, mop up the D, and get the plant.
So Copenhagen already with 3 this time. A 300% increase over their Inferno efforts.
Still.
And again, they're going to go for a 3-push long here. So Troubly's already there. There's no presence. He immediately falls, and this is the correct play. They'll play Cat from a reverse angle. This allows Troubly to try and hold off for that mid to B again if they choose to go that direction.
Instead, they could still, with no one fully over on A. The bomb's halfway between them. There goes one up through short A, so Hunden. But he looks more like a distraction right now for Crystal as well as probably to hold him over on that side. But MSL, yeah, he's ready to go. SMF's also here. He's the man with the bomb. As in they come. Next, as well as Dust, they're not even in the site. They're sitting out, like below the scaffolding and almost right on top of mid. Penta are nowhere near this at all, so they got the 4 M4s. Next finally shows himself up now. But how many picks did he get? Absolutely none. He gets picked off himself. And this bomb site belongs to the Copenhagen Wolves. Hunden there to cut off the rotation from the short A. He's only on 19 life points with that Galil. Does not really want to keep battling. I don't think Penta want to either. They got 3 M4s, no real way to retake the B site because they're too far away. There is one battle that's still going on. And that's Dennis, who is in the mid. Looks like he's able to get himself away. Back up through mid, and they'll just save the 3 M4s.
So a lot of players still alive, but the round's going to go to Copenhagen yet again.
So that gives them an advantage. We go 4-2.
Dennis was the closest to being picked off, only had 1 HP, but they didn't hunt. They didn't want to lose guns either. They don't have a lot of money on the terrorist side. Despite these wins, and they're the ones that need to build the economy. They're the ones that need the more momentum. They're on the attack, so they don't want to chase when there's that many players still alive. If they walk into a trap, they equally are on a disadvantaged position. They're only going to go too long this time, and they will run into Snappy, but that flash caught him off just in time, so he wasn't quite able to rattle off the shot he was looking for.
Yeah, he only got a whizzing past the head and not into the scalp. As Penta need to hold that D again, the short A. You've got that little bit of a peek, and Dennis again moving aggressively up through the tunnels, brings down MSL. This is going to relieve a lot of pressure for Penta. Because now Copenhagen Wolves, they don't have that manpower just to breach into the B side anymore. Which puts more pressure onto Snappy to get that pick over towards the A side. That's the reason why they're coming up through the short. But hiding in very, very deep on A. Troubly, he's not moving away from that A side. And Speedy's at least got an advantage this time around. He's got an M4 battling from long. So the battle on long A, it won't be as easy to take that A side anymore. Like 3 players from Penta, they are holding a lot of people over here on B. And Copenhagen Wolves are actually giving up on A. They're back towards the mid. They're going to try and do the breach in Penta. They may have read this absolutely perfectly. They smoke to actually cover the CT. looking up towards window. They don't find the opening. Now flash from Dennis, trying to keep them blind. Hutton already picking up one, but it's Dennis and Nex. Nex with a double. But there's only one T left alive. Hutton just wants to get the money, but he can't get the plant down in time. And PENTA, brilliant read, brilliant patience not to bring the players back over to A.
Yeah, much better hold it mid that time. They've come close on multiple efforts in doing it. One round where Troubley was the only one left to try and save that M4 at the backside of the B tunnels. Nearly worked for them. He was just a little bit hung out to dry in the backside of the smoke. Good to see them read it a little better. They're going to go back to this 3-push A. Troubley already rotating back, so they haven't found that presence. That swing position, Happy does it, Get Right does it. A lot of players going that route now. They'll group up lower tunnels right now, but look at this. Dennis is pushing up. He's going to try and get some information. Meanwhile, Hunden is over towards A long, and he's going to fire through. Oh, there's a lineup shot. He just spams away through that smoke. They know each other are there because shots have gone in both directions. Hunden actually took the greater of the exchange. But as I mentioned, Dennis pushed into B. He actually elected to fall back because there was some shots fired at him from MSL on the stairway. But he got the information that they aren't exactly there. Next fell out toward middle, so they'll play it with 1 and B and 3 back over toward A, and they are grouping on Cat, so this could work perfectly for them. And Troubley's already on Goose, looking directly into the wall because he wants to dodge this flash and counter-peek them immediately. And it could pay off for him. There's that flashbang, the first, the second. He still hasn't peeked. They're going to drop down, actually. They want to come up from the ramp, and that's going to catch out the long players because they were waiting for them to cross around by the elbow. But there it is. Troubley still waiting patiently. Gets the first, not able to find a Cillian. He'll take one more down, and they've smoked off on the bomb site, so this should be an easy plant, and they'll get one more kill out of a Cillian before he finally drops. But PENTA on a strong retake, and MSL's too far away.
He can't get there in time. The fire is slowing down the defuse, but with a kit, MSL, he could do the jump shot, and he doesn't get the kill straight away, which means he's probably going to get picked off. The damage is still taken by Dennis. He even holds onto his weapon here, MSL. I don't know if he's going to be fully happy with the end result, but still, it's 4-4 now on the board. Keeping things very, very level. But how are we looking for the cash is pretty well strapped for the Ts. They've done a full buyout for this one. It's the same for the CT, so the winner of this round is going to get a hell of a lot of momentum. And Crystal, how far up is he? Already in the lower dark. Throws down the smoke, so he's got the cover, and now in comes the flank push. It's not going to work this time from Nex. And Speedy knows there's also one up at that mid box. But a good flash from Speedy, able to allow his way into the B site. And this T push really slowing its way up. Snappy is the only one left alive.
Oh, great shot by Snappy. Caught it. One player out down below, and Dennis. That bomb is down, so he's got to play toward it. That need behind him, though. Oh, he's got no HP left to work with.
If only he basically had, like, Star in Mario Kart, then he could have taken that round.
Nope, not happening. Wrong game.
Oh, look, comeback mechanism. I was so far in front, but now all of a sudden they've caught up. What is this?
Dota 2.
That's a low blow. That was patched.
Well, again, they'll go for this push long. But as you mentioned, breaking the economy of the terrorists, they won't be able to do much at all. They'll go for P250s and Tech 9s. And I think Crystal's aware of the fact that they have to be on the save because this is the furthest he's gone up in the aggression.
Next, 1, 2, 3, and it's a massacre in middle lane. If you look to your left, you'll see where Copenhagen Wolves used to be.
And they knew it was a save. They knew it because Crystal pushed way up long where he hadn't gone before. He knew it had to be a save, so they found the information they wanted. It actually didn't even matter in the end because they just walked through mid into their own slaughter. But now they'll go right back to it. Snappy back to the AWP.
Nice
Gets a lag on Nex.
There's still that long push. Dennis with the AWP. He pushed all the way up into the mid doors to get that pick on the lower dark. And the only players left alive for Copenhagen Wolves, they took long A, but they don't want to move up through there by the looks of it. They're backing themselves out and coming back over towards mid. There's still one over on long A. They want to try and see if Snappy can get some level of pick. He's looking for that normal defensive spot from Troubley. He sits back behind the A side. This time around, though, with buys, he's not going to do it, but it's going to be in towards that short. That's where the battle is. Speedy will take out one. They have two here, and they're trying to get themselves back out of here again. Dennis moving down through dark. He's going to get a really nice cross here. Takes down a Cillian. And Copenhagen Wolves are being pounded from all sides. Until finally they get some relief in the pressure. SMF with the short A pick. But you got one AWP which is sitting over on long, and there's no one there. The bomb's coming up to long, and Snappy, he's even going to take the side here. Trouble is moving up. But they can't need Dennis's AWP over here to see the cross, and there goes your first pick. A 3-on-2 situation. The Molly going to make it difficult to run over there. In fact, not that difficult. He walks to the left, but when Crystal is so close by, he takes one. And, well, there goes Dennis. It's up to Crystal as well as Next to save
Next is at long, though.
And
yeah. Jump shot.
That's what we call style points. 7-4, Penta pushing their advantage.
5 rounds now in a row. They're finally starting to get a little more organized on their rotations. I got to give some credit due on Snappy because I said I was going to be watching him closely. He's leading the way. 10 kills for him. He's looking very good in this this lineup right now.
That is one very big head.
Probably going to smoke off the corner at long, but they're heading toward B. Asilian and Hunden, though, are back toward A. They've got the bomb in that position, so I like it. He's trying to peek over top of his own smoke, get an off angle on them, try and find any advantage that he can, and Crystal's pushed up by the mid-box. Waiting to look toward lower.
This is Penta just using their money to control the first half of this round. Just by having the smokes, the nades, and the Molotovs. Copenhagen Wolves, even if they do feel they have the timing, now the push, they saw one come up through mid. Dennis is the man to get caught again, trying to go for that AWP pick from the mid box. Unsuccessful at doing so, and now it's only 4 M4s left over, and another push up through mid. Careful, careful, careful. That's Crystal pushing back. He's got Next to support him. Troubley moving up through short, sees the flash coming, does the initial spray. As Next, they're giving him the boost up so they can see that movement, and they see the bomb also over onto short A. It's going to be picked up. There's a second player there. There's a 3-on-2. The jump down. Okay, Hunden diving into his own grave, digging it as well, while MSL battles from the top of mid. Snappy is the man that's still objective-based gaming. Trying to get that plan over towards the A side. But Troubley over long. He made sound with the switch, but it's not going to stop him from killing off MSL. And Snappy, it's all up to you. The AWP versus 3. He's going to get the plant down at least. But what more can he claim? 1 through CT, 1 through short, 1 through long. He's literally being approached from all sides. Can't get the initial hit, which means AWP given over to Penta. Even pulling up the Tech 9s there next, but it will be a successful defuse and 8 rounds to 4 in favor of Penta. The streak continues.
Yeah, things are starting to slip away now. Dust2 isn't exactly CT-sided. I'd still give it the edge, but you need more than 4. Got 3 rounds left before the half. They need at least 2 of them, in my opinion. We'll see how they want to do it. Snappy's going to get the AWP and already lost the mid pick. Dennis gets him.
Wow.
Going Smith style, up close on the doorway. He's also pushed through as well, and he knows exactly where SMF is, and he's going to drop as well. So Dennis, great awareness. Trying to find that third one. He's got to be careful because they are converging upon his position, but finally he's going to get some support from Next. Next drop down, though. Dennis, another one. Crystal's going to come in and contribute, and there's Troubley to close it off. Dennis, great round.
This is the, what, 4th time now on the CT side that Dennis has pushed up. He's got picks through lower dark. It's the 3rd time I think he's done it with the AWP. The second time it didn't really work, but that was absolutely perfect. This man doesn't care about basic AWP positions. He'll move as far forward as he possibly can, get to the other side of the smoke, and then just get pick after pick after pick.
Oh, that was excellent. Dennis going to start things off exactly where he left off in the last round. There's your first speedy to drop. They'll flash out. That's Dennis caught off, and they'll come around the corner. That Tech 9 with the headshot, and they'll smoke it out, or pardon me, flash it out over top of the corner.
Where's that smoke at the cover? The flash will be there, but it works for Crystal to get the pick on SMF. It was pushing up through the long and the molly. Hunden, right now, he's having a cocktail. And it's not the one that works. It's the one that burns the throat. As they go 9-4, but where's the extra pick? Sicilian will get one. And it's only Next to defend up against 3. MSL only on 1 life point. And Next can't get the pick. He's expecting them to move over towards the B side. He's actually going to catch him up through mid. He's making a lot of noise as he goes, but this could be a big death from above if he can find the right line. They know he's there. MSL turns, remember, he's only got 1 life point. There's just spray and pray already. More supports rotating up through mid. If he moves out, he's going to get AWP'd in the side of the head. And he's looking for it. Tries to take out the AWPer. Next now jumping down. He has to get to the B side. Takes down MSL. Try and do this solo. The plant is going down, but he's got to move in quick. They're too far away. Can he actually get the first kill? And there it is. Goes straight for the defuse. He's going to take it. He actually managed to get him. Asilian cannot get there in time. He needs a time machine to reach him. And he can't do it.
The better question was, what the hell was Asilian doing? Not only did he let him drop off catwalk and walk out and flank his teammates directly in front of his position, he sat there and said, I'm just going to sit here for another 5 seconds for no reason. Asilian threw that round away.
That's the tale of Little Red Riding Hood right there. He was convinced to pick some flowers for his grandmother. And now, again, Penta. Dennis, this man is on fire.
Literally. In Hunden's case, as he falls back, I'm baffled. I don't know why Asilian wouldn't move quicker. He could have been at least closer. And Dennis continuing on. What a performance he's had in the latter half of this half. Up to 20.
Trouble is actually jumping over his own fire, using it as a distraction, because the Copenhagen Wolves, they hear the fire. They're not assuming someone's going to come up from the side. They just pushed it.
They went to sleep. They had the start, the exact start that they needed, the start they didn't have on Inferno, and then it was just lights out. There was no communication.
I don't think they found a way to deal with Dennis, really. Like, they couldn't control lower dark, which means they didn't really feel the power to push up through short. And when you have to get these picks up on mid, then you didn't really feel like you don't have mid, you don't feel like you have short. You've literally dissected your insides. You cannot keep your limbs working.
The other aspect of that is, look at, yes, Dennis was excellent. He's not the one top fragging, it's Nex. And Nex was your secondary player in B that you allowed to rotate out to middle and get the bulk of his kills when you tried to go for a split B push. It wasn't Troubly on the quick rotation, it was Nex, which tells me you were putting enough pressure inside B to then compensate for the fact that they're giving you one more advantage. But Pistol's underway. Snappy's going to start it off. Nex actually is the one to drop, so maybe I should stop talking about him while I'm ahead.
Yeah, not a great start for Penta, especially with Crystal also down to 27 life points. But they're going to fake this one out. They did push pretty heavily through long A. Now they're going to come back through mid. It was scouted out. Just that one player, Asilian, saw him come. But they're going to rotate back in through short where, would you believe, there's a surprise CT. MSL, he's literally in the Lion's Den at the moment. He'll pick up one, pick up two. Needs to find the third. Can't do it, though, as Troubly will drop him. But Asilian will come to take the place of his dead teammate, spamming into the smoke, and he will take out Troubly. So Copenhagen Wolves, they get the start again. But can they hold the momentum? Remember, it is still a win on the CTs. They'll get a couple of Famises, but Penta, they expect a B push. Expect those Tech 9s just to breach through. And where do we go?
No, they're actually splitting up.
They're not going for the straight-up push. And Copenhagen Wolves are actually filling as an A. They brought 3 players over towards that long A, but the bomb is in fact in upper dark. Now it looks like Penta are looking through the mid.
Oh, they're grouping. They've got 2 smokes. They could actually try and go for this with a full mid push. And they're actually going to do it without the smoke. They want to just go through and find information, see if they can get a pick. MSL hasn't come out from B just yet, so Asilian would have been played for. They do use one smoke to do it.
He actually dragged the defender by their mid push. They dragged the defender off the A site, so now they can actually take out Catwalk. They've got him stuck on CT ramp. The jump down by Dennis. Man, this guy seriously has huge testicles. As Nex keeps the battle going with the Tech 9, they hold the CTs inside their spawn. They can't get back out again. You do have one down on long, it's SMF, but with the plant down, they hold tight.
An Asilian-style play for him this time because no one came out long forever. Troubly's going to go ahead and take down MSL. Finally, he's going to come out of pit, but Speedy's already got Asilian. He's all that he remains here. He's got 2. He may just do this, but man, such a questionable play. He could have been back toward the car a lot sooner. He could have been in a position to prevent this bomb plant to begin with, and instead he sits in pit, and there you go. He's going to drop down on the platform. So when Eco that comes out, what is Copenhagen Wolves so scared of?
They're chasing tails right now, which don't exist.
Oh, man. Again, SMF just sat in pit, knew they were coming A. He could have been up there. Yes, he didn't have a player directly on the site that he could play with, but he had 2 guys rotating around and didn't take advantage of it at all.
Nex was able to get a little bit of tag damage then. Down through mid. They're breaching it really, really quickly. Already onto that B side for the push. Hunden defending from the platform. Unable to hold the site though. Troubly with the nade up in the window. Will give him the cover fire to get that plant down. And the CTs with 3 pistols have to try and breach in to 2 Famis and AK, as well as the scout. Next, not looking too healthy with that scout. And of course, there is that. There is plan number 2, and that's the Tech 9. Easy round for Penta. They only lose Crystal. And that is now 13-5. Penta looking like it's going to be a 2-0. Solid performance.
Scout out for next. Going all FAMAS for Copenhagen. That AWP tries to get a shot down mid, not able to connect with anyone, but meanwhile, here's your 3-long push again. Trouble he is there, but he's going to fade off of it because he knows that there's a double presence. Not only did he hear a smoke, but double flashes popped in his direction. So that gives away a little bit of information on how Copenhagen are playing this defensive style. It also slows Penta down and makes them realize they've got to find another opening. And MSL's going to come back down out of B, but it's Troubley that gets the first one. There's the start of your opening. Crystal's still in middle. He wants to just try and force out MSL. He does so in a nice up-close shot. And the Wolves are falling apart again as Asilian finally gets one into next, but immediately countered. As Troubley is giving him all sorts of trouble, and Hundin's trapped inside the spawn. 14-2 to go. And the Germans are fully in control of Denmark right now.
That they are, man. That they are. You've tried to buy so much in the last round with all the FAMASes. There's just no money. The terrorist funding has been cut by the government, allowing them to have such a huge economical advantage over the Copenhagen Wolves. And here comes Penta. They're looking to force the issue. Bit of a danger thing when you're going up against pistols, but they flashes, they're coming in for the breach, and they're already in. They've taken out two. They don't really see the other CT player there. Hundin, he's waiting inside the smoke for the right time to strike, and he does nothing. So it's down to SMF, who's only got the C9, CZ, sorry, and there is little he can do here. This is going to give the 15th round win over to Penta. And in fact, he will get picked off, or will he? Pick up weapons. He's got himself an AWP. He won't hold the AWP unless somehow he can battle this one out. He's looking on multiple sides, and he is down. And they will not hold the AWP. And there it is. They even switch out the FAMAS to hold on to the AK.
So a double Danish defeat tonight is what we're looking at.
They're running trip AWPs. They're running quad AWPs.
Oh, baby.
They're running quad AWPs, and Troubley make it up. It's a 5 AWP.
Oh, wow.
The insult.
BM or not.
How many picks
for this?
Can they even get? They can't even get a single pick.
There's a famous clip of Tarek in a pug where he picks mid, and there's 5 AWPs just staring at him at the doorway. I've been waiting for this moment to happen for so long. They're already a man down, though. Crystal's going to even it back up, and if this works... Oh, Troubley's actually dropped. He's gone for an AK.
Coming SMF. Nope, he's down.
He's bailed away from it. Come on, Troubley. Why can't you stick with it?
He's just not enough of a man.
And Copenhagen Wolves are rotating over, so they are going to try and at least contend this. They've got those smokes out in a plenty. Slight gap they'll try and pick through.
Oh, nice.
There's your Dragon Lore from Crystal, and it's all over.
GG.
5 AWPs eventually switched for 1 AK. That's going to do it 16-5. Penta looking far and away greater than Copenhagen Wolves, who look absolutely dreadful on their terrorist sides.
And I hate to say something bad about a team, but Copenhagen Wolves, it's depressing. It really is depressing to see how that was executed. At the same time, I'm liking the way that we did see the approach coming out. It was so aggressive. It was so aggressive coming out from Penta that they were able to, like, it wasn't just a simple, we just pushed down mid, we'll probably take the picks, smoke up the CT spawn kind of thing. Like, they played the mind games. They made the sounds on one side, then switched themselves up through short A. They made Copenhagen Wolves double-check themselves, and when they were doing that, they got picked. They got caught.
And that's the more dynamic style we're seeing on Dust2 over the last 4 to 5. I'll go a little further than that. I'll say 6 months. Start of fall with that 3A push. It was actually the first time I saw it was a few years ago with Mo in a couple of scrims with a scrim team, and they were doing it for a joke, and I think Mo clued in. I hate to give that guy credit. I really do. But it was him that said, oh, no, you'll learn who Mo is over time.
Okay.
But it was him that said, this actually works because you come to that that spot of contention at long A right away, and then you fall back to Cat. We're going to take a peek.
If this MVP is anybody score. Apart from, like, I know statistically it's Nex, but I kind of want to give it to Dennis.
Can we just, I mean, kill-death ratio, 3.6 over 2 matches? That's stupid. That should never happen. So...
It just kind of shows you how far it was. Yeah!
Right, they listened to you.
Runner-up Dennis. Runner-up Dennis. He did so much work in the mid. Even if he wasn't the one getting the pickoffs, he got the initial frags. And that was the big thing. We do have a problem with it. Yeah, Twitch chat has died.
I was wondering what was going on.
So the giveaway is not tonight. I don't know if that means we're doing 2 giveaways tomorrow night. If we are
producer, are we doing two tomorrow?
We are doing. We're probably doing two tomorrow. So
and we have a best of 5, which we now know for the
night.
last spot in the league. It's going to be between PENTA or Allegan, who surprised the heck out of me tonight.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, best of 5, you see all but 2 maps. Based on what I've seen, I'm going to have to put some thought into what I expect. I mean, maybe it'll be just Cobble Overpass. Maybe they'll get rid of those and play your 5 standard maps on those 2 teams. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm actually hoping for Cobble. I know I said to you earlier tonight that I want to see Cobble play.
I enjoyed the one Cobble game we saw was excellent.
Yeah.
Now, that was on 2 Cobble teams. We had Flipside and Mouse Sports who both enjoy Cobble.
Yeah.
But that was, man, the new Cobble, if that's the way it's going to play from now on, people need to remove their bias because Cobble was awesome to watch.
It really was.
3 nights ago or whatever it was. Go back and watch the VOD if you haven't. It was an excellent game.
For me, I just want to see it because I want to see how PENTA handle it. PENTA, for me, they were very dynamic on their T side, and I'd like to see that kind of approach coming into Cobblestone. Only if they've done the prep work, of course. But either way, PENTA, fantastic.
Well, we know we're going to see Cash for Allegan for sure. We know we're probably going to see Inferno and Dust2 based on what we just saw from PENTA. So, I mean, if the rest of the process of elimination, we didn't get to see Nuke come out in our first best of 3 tonight. That was over in our second.
In our second, because Nuke was our
tonight.
It
would have been tonight, right? Sorry, I thought it was in the first series. So we didn't get to see Nuke come out. Whether or not that'll probably be later in the map pool, but we'll find out tomorrow night for the best of 5. Join us then as we find out who the last team to be in the league. Is it going to be PENTA or is it going to be Allegan? Germany or Sweden? We'll find out
tomorrow. Completely clean it out. No, they can't. Next from the window. Takes 1, takes 2. That P90 push from Dennis, and now the push will come through middle. Already they've managed to bring down 1. Troubly on the sidelines, but next with the P90 takes out 2. There's still a 3rd through the smoke. I don't think he really knows about it. Now he comes back out, but luckily there's 5 million bullets inside that P90. He doesn't have enough to breach back in, as that Galil can control the doors back into B. But the CT, well, Crystal unable to get the kill. The T's have a successful hold here. Speedy
on the save because this is the furthest he's
P90
gone up
time.
in the aggression.
Next, 1, 2, 3, and it's a massacre in middle lane. Next to save
this. Is that long though?
Yeah.
Jump shot.
That's what we call style points. Looking for it. Tries to take out the AWPer. Next now jumping down. He has to get to the B side. Takes down MSL. Try and do this solo. The plant is going down, but he's got to move in quick. They're too far away. Can he actually get the first kill? And there it is. Goes straight for the defuse. He's going to take it. He actually managed to get him. Asilian cannot get there in time. He needs a time machine to reach him, and he can't do it.
The better question was, what the hell was Asilian